So I thought I'd drop in that little jibe at Dayton Campbell, to put a smile on your face this morning and lighten up the conversation I'm about to have. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Jamaica 411. Thank you so much for joining me, keeping me company as usual. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Please subscribe and hit that like button. If you're always here with me, welcome back. And thank you so much, all of you, for supporting this channel, especially my esteemed subscribers. All right, so you know the drill, my regular viewers and subscribers. You hit the like button as you come on because you're going to get quality stuff, as well as share because you don't want to be disturbed once you start listening. And of course, as you go along, you'll leave your comments. I do notice that sometimes you may say something and I know you didn't listen to the end. You have to listen all the way through because all the way through I am giving out information. And the finale is usually at the end. So if you cut off, you'll miss out what it is. The point that I'm making and why I have engaged your time, your precious time. That time is the most precious thing that we have as human beings. Nothing else is as precious as that. So how you spend your time is very important to you. And I want you to get everything that it is that I am saying so you can feel edified when you leave the platform. What am I going to be talking with you about today? Of course, it is Mr. Campbell, Mr. Dayton Campbell. I was scrolling through, I think it was his Twitter page, and I buck up this post he made. I suppose it would have been called a tweet. 81% said if you aren't certified, you should be disqualified. So they did a poll in June, and this was one of the questions that they had asked. Let me see if they had to tell you, because they put out polls, and the results of the polls they put out, and they don't tell you the exact question that was asked. So the polls, in my view, you have to take them with a pinch of salt, except for the ones that actually give you information. You follow what I'm saying? Anyway, he says here, majority Jamaicans say statutory declaration certification is a must. And he said the poll was done in June 2024. And the majority of Jamaicans believe all parliamentarians must have their statutory declarations certified to continue to sit in Parliament. He says that the respondents say 80.1% agree, 10.6% disagree, and 8.6 were neutral. Now, why do I find it necessary to trouble you with all this? Because this is what Dayton Campbell and these risers in the People's National Party, they have been putting out and making a grand deal of the fact that the Prime Minister's declaration was not certified. Now, it is a deal because the law requires that the Integrity Commission, first of all, the law requires that the Integrity Commission must examine all of the statutory declarations. There are 31,000 coming to them per year, right? From the statutory bodies, public bodies, and the government service, civil servants. There are about 1/3 of them that's required to submit these declarations. And the law requires that they all must be examined, right? But they can't examine them, as I've shown you in my previous videos, because they are not doing what the law says. Seymour Panton said in a comment that basically what he was saying is that, look here, we find it very difficult to just simply look at it and just certify it without knowing whether or not we ought to be certifying these declarations. But that is not his business. He needs to follow the law. I'm a judge, former judge. The law says you must check for accuracy And once the documentation, everything is there and is accurate, I mean, if you say you have 10,000 in your bank account, you don't want them to make the mistake and put on the form 9,000 if what the statement is saying is 10,000. So you check for accuracy. That is what they're supposed to be doing. Once it is accurate, they're supposed to certify, and they would have gotten off all of the 31,000. Right? If at some later date now, you get some information or you want to do some little spot checking, like doing some audit, and you say, all right, let me check that man, or let me check such and such, or let me check that minister, they will have some formula for determining that. Now, if at some later date now, you want to do that, then you do it. Because that now you can fine them for illicit enrichment, and it has nothing to do whatsoever with the certification that you gave them. Because the certification was basically to say that he has submitted his statutory declaration and they are in order. So therefore, there is no reason for them to be trying to audit, routinely trying to audit the statutory declarations that they receive. It's for that reason why they have not been able to examine more than 2,324 of the 165,000 declarations that they received from 2018 until now. And all they have been able to certify of those 2,324, they have been able to certify only 1,781 out of the 165,000, Because the audits are so time consuming, they have only been able to examine, just to check them. Blessed few, and certified blessed few less. You understand what I'm saying? So it is their stubbornness in not just doing what they're supposed to do and get them all examined and certified and then do the audits in the meantime, And then now they would still have found those persons who are parliamentarians, MPs, that they suspect may be involved in illicit enrichment and are investigated. They will still have them, but all the other persons would have had their certification. Now, you might say, but that can't work, Michelle. What are you talking about? Oh, yes, it can. Because when you pay your taxes, when you submit your annual return, don't the tax office stamp it and give you back your return? Yes, they do. But later, at some point, they may decide to audit you. And if at the time when they audit you, they found that you had made some mistake or left out something or whatever, you're going to have to pay the tax and a penalty on that mistake if it's supposed to be more money for the government. So, of course, it can work. And that is what they ought to be doing, right? Now, when Dayton Campbell now and the PNP, or the risers in the PNP, because I'm sure no sensible, authentic PNP would sanction this nonsense they're doing, right? When they decide to make an issue out of it, a political issue, targeting Andrew Holness, right? Because they think there's something to gain from that. Knowing that, because they would have read the report, knowing that the Integrity Commission has in fact certified a significant few of the statutory declarations submitted by Parliament as well as by the general public bodies and public servants, right? They know that. But you don't know. That is why I'm bringing it to your attention. Because you don't know, they can come and tell you this foolishness, right? Trying to say that once you don't have certification, you should not be sitting in the parliament, right? Targeting the prime minister. Because they think that you believe that everybody else is being certified except Andrew Holness. Isn't that what you think? Put that in the comment section, man, and remember to like up the video, all right? Please remember to give the video a thumbs up and to subscribe if you haven't done so as yet. So they are coming and they have commissioned Don Anderson to ask questions about what Jamaican people feel about the Prime Minister or people in the parliament not being certified. And of course, everybody only know that it's the prime minister not being certified. Nobody in Jamaica knows whether or not there's anybody else that is not certified. They think that all the parliamentarians have been examined and certified. It's only the prime minister one that is outstanding. Isn't that true? Put it in the comment section. Tell me, before I go on, how many of the persons you think in the parliament have not yet received their certification? You think maybe it's 1 and 2? Only the 8. You think it's only the 8 that are being investigated for illicit enrichment and the 7 who are being investigated for making false statements. You think it's only 13, right? Because 2 of those being investigated for false statements are also being investigated for illicit enrichment, right? So there's no additional over last year. So you think it's only 13 of them, right? Well, all right, let us look and see what the facts are. And you know that at Jamaica 411, this is where truth prevails and lies die, right? Yes, man. All right. So let us see now whether they are correct in the impression they seek to give, that is only Andrew Holness alone who has had his statutory declaration outstanding, and therefore he should be disqualified from sitting in the parliament, as Mark Golding on a political platform been saying these days. That is his refrain. So let us look now and see what the facts are. Now, one of the things that we have been told, or we were made to understand coming out of the Integrity Commission, in the report I do believe, is that once your statutory declaration for 1 year, once it was examined and not certified, none of your other statutory declarations that you submit after that can be certified. That would make sense, right? Especially if you found something in that report that you need clarity on, or you need to check out some more, right? This would be the reason why, even if Andrew Holness has submitted his other statutory declarations and they were in order, they can't get past 2020, 2021, because that was where he was not certified. That is my understanding of the situation of how they operate in the Integrity Commission, right? So when you look at 2018, that was the first year that they started to examine. They would have received a number of statutory declarations that the persons were supposed to submit, but they would not have been able to do any for that year. They would start the examination, but they did not certify. They did not examine, they did not certify. I don't know if they did not have the director of Director of Information and Complaints at the time. Remember, they were a bit late in employing certain persons to certain position, including, I think, the executive director. So in 2018, there were no examinations, no certification. In 2019, however, they had certified 39 of the declarations that was submitted in 2018. So there was a backlog. What they have been doing over the years is going back to 2018 and because if you don't examine those, you can't examine any others after that. So they have been, throughout the years up to 2023, been examining some of the backlog from 2018, the first statutory declarations that were submitted by the parliamentarians. We are only dealing with the parliamentarians now, right? So in 2020, they certified 8. I'm not going to say how many they examined, but they certified 8. In 2021, they certified 3 from 2018. In 2022, 4, right? And in 2023, 7. So there are some persons who did not have their certification at all until 6 years after they submitted their their statutory declarations, right? So in all, there were 61 of the 84 parliamentarians. 61 of the 84 parliamentarians would have had their certification from 2018 of their statutory declarations. What does that mean? It means right now, sitting in our parliament, there are still 23 parliamentarians after they have submitted their statutory declarations in 2018 who have not been certified at all in 6 years. So for 6 years, they have been submitting their statutory declarations every year, one would assume, based upon how they said that the compliance rate is very high, right? For 6 years, they have been submitting their declarations, and not once they have been certified, because from 2018, right, they have their declarations that they submitted still not certified. So they can't certify any other one. So they have those 6 sit down there waiting. So when Dayton Campbell is going to be going out there, and the Risers and Mark Golding and Peter Bunting and the whole bunch of them, Julian Robinson, up and down on political platform, because you didn't know. Nobody's telling you anything, right? The Integrity Commission surely can come out and speak, have a press conference, and speak on their investigation and explain to you, so that you know that they're having some little trouble and they are doing as fast as they can, since them going about it the wrong way, and explain why, there's a backlog and you're trying your best and so on and so forth, and apologize to those parliamentarians who might be anxiously waiting. Reassure them that there's nothing to worry about. It's just that we have a backlog. I am of the view that the Auditor General, as a permanent member of the Integrity Commission, she should be the one who chairs that Integrity Commission. Don't take no judge when they know not about business. Them don't know not about business. I'm a judge. And when you go check some of them when they were judges on the bench, right? It's also a backlog they used to have too, because they were not controlling them court as they should, or efficiently, despite the fact that they have so much power. And it's them inefficient judges that you're going to put in the Integrity Commission, and this is inefficiency you end with. The second thing is, I would suggest to the parliamentarians, somebody should move a motion to amend the Integrity Commission Act to remove both judges from the commission. They should have a police over a certain rank and an army person over a certain rank. If you want people with integrity, you put an army man there. I don't know what him should be doing there anyway, but certainly you should have a policeman, no matter what you think they are when they're in the police force, because they are concerned about being victimized by politics. They may behave a certain way, but is it because of the Governor General I'm really working with? And nobody can move them for 7 years unless them do something wrong? Trust me, you will see them perform. They would perform. Give them a hell of a hard time too. Because they are persons who are not afraid to apply the law. That's a policeman. That's his training. Right? So they should remove the 2 judges. The requirement in the law that there should be 2 judges. I also believe that the motion should also include a clause to remove the Auditor General from that body. Why the hell did they put the Auditor General on that body when she's the one who is supposed to be investigating and auditing public bodies as well as statutory bodies? I believe this is a statutory body, the Integrity Commission. Why is she on the board? She should not be on the board. She should be taken off the board and put some other government, maybe the Accountant General if you want. Put them on it. And leave her now to come in and audit the Integrity Commission. Because right now, who is auditing them? Who can audit them? Right? You have the Auditor General sitting on the Integrity Commission. How is she going to audit herself and the decisions that she's making? That is stupid. Take her off and let her be the one to audit them. Then she would have been reporting long time that them not abiding by the rules, that they are there examining rather than checking for accuracy and certifying. Right now she's on the board with what, 4 others, 5 others, and they're probably outvoting her. And because she's a permanent member, she can't get up and resign. You follow me? So they need to take her off there and put somebody else like put the accountant general if you want, some probity on it or somebody to advise them. And then now you get an attorney as a commissioner to advise them about the legality of what it is that they're doing. There should be a legal department for that purpose. Right? Now, I suppose the director of corruption prosecution would be that attorney. Maybe. But that is my 2 cents worth. But getting back now to these declarations. So, we have 23 persons in the parliament now. We don't know who they are. But I would venture to guess that they are probably the backbenchers, the ones on the government side who don't have any positions in government. No, they are not ministers, right? And very possibly they could all be people on the opposition side. They just don't have the capacity to audit everybody. So they have to choose who they're going to audit. And I would imagine they would want to audit all of the ministers because they must control the public purse, right? And the public and the properties that belong to government. So the backbenchers and those on the opposition benches outside of the leader of the opposition, they are the ones probably suffering from this. That's why hear them they go talk about no declaration. As to why Julian Robinson has taken up this charge on himself, I would know. But being an Englishman himself and having gone and joined the treacherous group, perhaps they are corrupting him, right? That's probably what is happening to him. But that is the state of affair. But to explain the situation at the IC further, let me tell you what is happening. Because they can't do any examination of those that they have not examined from 2018. They have been pushing to have the 2018 ones examined, obviously, right? So over the years from 2019 to 2023, they have examined 61. So it means now that they can go ahead and examine 61 of the parliamentarians going through the years, right? Up to 2023. So in 2023 itself, they were able to examine and to certify 61 of them. You follow what I'm saying now? Because they have passed the examination test of 2018 and was certified. You follow me? So those 61 now, whoever they were, whoever those lucky ones were, they now would have been able to have their certification throughout the rest of the years when they were not certified. However, for the 2019 year, only 49 of those statutory declarations of the parliamentarians, were certified. What does that mean? It means that in 2023, they could only examine 49 of that 61 going forward. It kind of sounds confusing. So that is why now they were able to certify 24 of the 2020 declarations, 32 of the 2021 declarations, 34 of the 2022 declarations, and only 2 in 2023, right? So, Lord Jesus, this thing is very complex, because if they had examined only 2 in, Lord have his mercy, Only 2 they examined in 2023. Mean to say, the other 82 back up again. Back up again. Them have to go and make sure now that them certify the 2023 if they want to start certifying the others that come after that. I hope I'm not confusing you with all of this, What I'm saying basically is, once they have not certified you for a particular year, they can't certify any other um, declaration that you submitted. That's the long and short of it. But because they had 61 of the parliamentarians' 2018 statutory declarations certified by 2023, it was 61 in all by 2023, they were able now to do the certifications of those 61 parliamentarians for 2019, 2020, all the way through to 2023, which meant that at the end of 2023-2024 period, they had cleared up 110 of the backlog that was in the system. And for that year, last year, they only certified 2 of the 84 statutory declarations they received. So right now, there are only 2 persons. One of them would be Mark Golding and one lucky other one that was certified from last year. All the other 82 in the parliament don't have no certification. And Dayton Campbell is supposed to know that. The senators on the PMP bench is supposed to know that because they not get no certification for last year. And the members of parliament on the opposition benches, them supposed to know that. But you didn't know because they are only making out that is the prime minister alone. Don't have no certification, right? And you don't know. And because they know that you didn't know, they were taking advantage of the situation. This is how dishonest people operate. They are not seeking to educate you. They're not seeking to tell you what is happening. And because they're not seeking to tell you what is happening, the Integrity Commission, with them slackness, is continuing with them slackness. The poor MPs and senators then can't come out come say nothing because they probably think that people will misunderstand and think there must be something wrong. Since them said that something wrong with Andrew Holness because it wasn't certified. If they come out and say they don't have no certification either, what are you going to think about them? You're not going to think that maybe them are thief and crook and in illicit enrichment too? So they can't say nothing. I'm saying it for them. Because you need to know what is going on in your country. And these people are not interested in informing you so that decisions can now be made that is in the best interest of all of us. What they are interested in is to exploit the fact that you don't know and take political advantage of it. Why? Because they have no answers to the problems of this country. That is why. So when it comes to the certifications of these statutory declarations of the parliamentarians, what are the facts? The facts are that there are 23 of those parliamentarians whose statutory declarations have not been certified since 2018. Those are the facts. So they are without any certification for 6 long years because the Integrity Commission don't have the capacity to be doing all these audits. They can only up to now certify 61 from 2018. Somewhere along the line, they found that 13 of the parliamentarians should be investigated. So theirs would stop. And it was from 2020, there was one, I believe, that was being investigated. And that one was not concluded. 2022-2023 period, there were 6 that they were investigating and 7 for false statements. 6 for illicit enrichment, 7 for false statement, and this year they add 2 more of the false statement people to the list of persons they are investigating for illicit enrichment. So this is a very, very problematic thing, and it must be very worrying for those parliamentarians, the MPs, the senators, that somebody may have said something and it maybe it's them being investigated when that is not right. The IC need to come out and talk. Write a letter to these people and let them know that it is you still have not gotten around to their statutory declarations yet. At least do that. Which law tell you so you can't do that? So what is your argument now, Dayton Campbell? Are you saying that these 23 parliamentarians should be disqualified from the parliament? Is that what you're saying? No, of course you're not saying that. You could not be saying that. You could never be saying that. What you're seeking to do is to score cheap political points because you have a cheap mind and you are not about the people's business. No, that's not what you are about. And instead of educating the people who you're looking to elect you to put you into parliament, what you're trying to do is exploit what they don't know because you think that somehow that will denote to your own narrow political interests. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you find this very interesting. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up and remember to share it because this is information that people don't know. And this is information that is of national interest. National interest. And therefore, we need to get the information out. So thank you for spending so much of your precious time with me today. I do appreciate it. Please do take good care of yourselves and walk good.